All right, so tip number 2 is related to the Preac Principle. The Preac Principle was developed by psychologist David Preac. And so essentially what you're doing is that you're setting time aside perhaps to do homework for 30 minutes, an hour, hour and a half. And then as soon as you do that, you go take a reward. And so it really does set you up for success because it's building that habit of staying consistent in the moment so that you can actually enjoy yourself towards the end. What is up, fam? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Phil Sarpon. This is Phil's Guide to Side D. This channel is dedicated to all things psychology, wellness, and graduate school. Today, we are talking all about productivity. Now, I think this is a really important topic. Many of you are going through graduate school, perhaps college or high school, or are either getting ready perhaps for an internship or a postdoc, or even you may just actually be working full time. So in this video, we're going to talk about specific evidence-based tools and skills and guides that you can use in your own life. And if you are going to be a clinician, this would be evidence-based tools that you can also use for your clients or your patients as well. If you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. You can hit the bell for notifications for any future videos that we do in the future. And you can also join and become a member to get access to content that we have not released yet. One of the things that you can do with productivity is the 2-minute rule. What this rule means is that if you can get a task done in under 2 minutes, then you should do it. Now, the reason for this is that it helps you knock out a lot of small tasks quickly before they pile up. Now, you may have heard about some research that shows that you want to get the biggest, more complex, difficult things out of the way early in the day. That's just because you have the most cognitive energy. But what isn't talked about as much is what do you do with the small things? And what I love about this, I actually have many mentors who I have watched do this, where whenever they get an email, if they can respond to that email in less than 2 minutes, they get it out of the way. In that you're getting the small things out of the way, and then you're scheduling the really big things in the time of day that you know that you have the most cognitive energy to tackle and to do. All right, so tip number 2 is related to the Preac Principle. The Preac Principle was developed by psychologist David Preac, and it suggests that more probable behaviors are going to likely happen if you can reinforce them, if you can essentially pair them up with less probable behaviors. And so essentially what you're doing is that you're setting time aside perhaps to do homework for 30 minutes, an hour, hour and a half. And then as soon as you do that, you go take a reward. You go outside, you go enjoy your time, you watch a movie, you go on social media, you deplug, you get away, you exercise, you do something enjoyable that you like to do. And so it really does set you up for success because it's building that habit of staying consistent in the moment so that you can actually enjoy yourself towards the end. The last tip is going to be environmental stimuli, what you're doing with this tip. And all of these tips are really helpful for behavior change. This is why I think it's actually really helpful and applicable, especially as you have clients who maybe are just trying to get rid of bad habits and are trying to implement some good habits. Is that, let's say, for example, you're trying to eat more consistently, you're trying to eat more nutritious meals. One of the best ways to do that is to set yourself up for success in looking and spanning over your environment. Does your house or your apartment have a lot of unhealthy, bad food? If that is the case, then you need to get rid of it. Not just get rid of it, but actually put in good, healthy food. Anywhere you look, you should see healthy food. Anytime you have a craving, you should see healthy food on the dock. And so what you're setting yourself up for is that you're pretty much training your brain and your body to acclimate itself to healthy food by making it more accessible. What sets people up for disaster is when they have to put in more effort to make good habits than actually just cultivating an environment and a stimuli or their atmosphere to be more agreeable to the things that they actually want to do. And so, for example, if you are trying to be productive, what are some things that can trigger a response for you to kind of go into that state of being productive? Whether it's for some people the night before, setting up their desk, setting up their space, their learning environment, so that as soon as they wake up, they see that space and they go right into it and they are locked in. For some people, it's, if they're trying to change a behavior where they want to go to the gym more consistently, it's as soon as they wake up, they just put their gym shoes on. Or as soon as they wake up the night before, they have their gym bag already made and ready to go right by the door. So as soon as they wake up, all they have to do is pick up that gym bag and they're going to the gym. You're trying to create or trigger, use a stimuli to trigger a response in order to do the desirable activity. And so those things are also evidence-based and are very productive in changing habits, but also in general being more productive by changing your environment to work for you and not for you to work for it. Some general tips that I would take into consideration if you're trying to be more productive in graduate school or just in general in life, in terms of just becoming more efficient, having some more time management skills, and getting things done. These are some of the tips that I wish I would have known about before I started graduate school so that I could have implemented them a lot sooner. And again, these are things that I actually do for my own clients currently right now. And so I think they are so helpful in getting people to a place where they need to be. If you have any questions about any of those tips, put it down in the comment section below. If you yourself are doing some different tips for productivity, I would also love to know what you yourself are doing on your own. And with that, I will see you all in the next video.